If you don't trust people, you're not willing to work with them. So once they start trusting us and they understand that we're going to be there, it changes the game.
A team put in place during the height of the pandemic, continuing their efforts of giving a helping hand to those in need. Fox 17 recently met up with the HOT team.
They tell us how they're making a difference in the community, one small win at a time.
I got broken down. I didn't know everything was collapsing around me.
Living on the streets of Grand Rapids was never a part of Cody Shearer's plans. But after an unexpected chain of events, it became his reality.
I ended up moving in with my wife, and when I got with her, her house went into probate court, and ended up losing the house.
He took shelter here at the Bridge Street Market, living out of his van.
So I lived in there for a while, and it was really cold out, like the dead of winter, so I didn't have no clothes really, and I didn't have hardly any blankets. I had a sheet.
His family tried to help, but was unable to give much relief.
I had my mother, she helps me out when she can, but she's got MS, so, it's really hard for her to help me out.
And strangers gave what they could.
Sometimes people would help me, not all the time, but sometimes they'd give me change or stuff like that. I didn't beg for it. I'm not the type that will beg for it, but they knew what was going on.
Each year, over 1% of Kent County's population experiences some degree of homelessness. Back in 2020, that number was more than 8,000. But a special task force is working tirelessly to reach those people who need it most.
For 2 years, the Homeless Outreach Team, also known as the HOT Team, has been hitting the streets of Grand Rapids.
Bringing humanity back to people, meeting people where they are, having a real conversation with them.
It was a response to the pandemic back in 2020 and only expected to last a couple of months. But they soon realized the pandemic wasn't going anywhere anytime soon, and neither was homelessness.
We're out there 6 days a week. We're out there 10 hours a day, and they know us. They know us from a distance. They call us on our phones.
The group made up of 4 individuals bringing their talents to tackle the task of helping people on the streets: a firefighter, police officer, social worker, and recovery coach.
We are able to bring Network 180 services directly to people where they are, whether that's in the shelters or under bridges or encampments. We can go in there, conduct full screenings and assessments.
Helping those experiencing homelessness connect directly with treatment providers like rehab, and doing follow-ups to help them stay on track.
Me, when I stopped drinking, was some physical complications. And so, I can really relate to somebody that is maybe having been in the hospital with the pancreatitis or liver issues, and be able to understand what they're talking about and kind of tell them, without giving medical opinions, them know that how it's probably going to progress, but we can get them into treatment or make some changes to help stop that.
So what does that treatment look like?
Oftentimes we'll send someone to a long-term treatment facility for 3 months or 6 months, and then when they get out of that, they can go into recovery housing, where it can give them a chance to have a few weeks to get a job and get back on their feet that way. And most recovery houses, they can stay as long as they like.
The group also helps those battling mental health issues avoid jail.
Just taking people to jail or even the ED, the emergency room, is not the solution. First of all, it's costly, and number 2, people are just not getting the services that they need. We can't arrest our way out of anything. That just does not work.
A relationship built on trust, understanding, and small wins that make a big difference.
That's a win, that they're still there. Another person, they're excited that they're about to get employed, and they're on top of the world, and that's a win. We don't see wins every day. It's an ongoing thing. If we did, there'd be no more homeless.
We want to be that constant positive voice in their lives. We want to have breakfast with them. We want to take them to their appointments. We want to hear about the good things that are happening in their lives. We want to know about their successes. We really want to be family as best we can, and we want to be part of their growth and their recovery and their success.
Well, if you would like to get involved or know someone who is in need of help, you can contact the HOT team at the number right there on the bottom of your screen. As for Cody, you can hear more about his journey overcoming homelessness next week.